Hi guys, this is Mar and I am back with my vlog. A lot has happened um since my last vlog and I'm here just natural. I'm no makeup, none of that stuff. I pretty much me. Um so I've been doing the whole therapy situation and it's going great. I promise that I won't shut up. I'm talking and talking and talking constantly. Don't let the therapist pretty much say much, but she's listening. And when she has to opinion, she does. And but it's just been it's been really really good. There's been more joy, more freedom. I worry less. I trust more, and I'm very, very thankful for that. It's really turning my life around. And we've been discussing a lot of my past pain and stuff. So before we get to that, I want to let you guys know. So a lot has happened since I went to my back therapy. I got my back procedures, and I got 3 shots on the right side of my back, and yeah, that was funny because they sedated me, which I thought they were gonna uh, put me to sleep. But no, they sedated me, and in the midst of the sedation, I'm talking about chickens and all that. And over thankful to the doctor. I can remember that. So I got that, and it's worked a little bit. The pain is more focused on the left side of my back, which I am getting more shots for. And I lost vision in one eye. So right now, as we speak, I cannot see through this eye. And as you can tell, I have blood in my eye because I had to go through a procedure where they're injected um, certain medication in my eyes because I had a hemorrhage behind them. And in both, behind both, but it completely affected the left, which if I close my eye, everything is blurry, so I can't see. It was really, really bad. It's getting better. I'm able to kind of see and, little details and stuff, but it's not all the way there. So meanwhile, I've been homebound, and they don't let me do anything. They don't let me drive. They don't let me go anywhere. And yeah, I'm bored. I'm bored. I should have more videos up, but I keep myself busy by doing things that I need to do here at home. So, I've been doing my therapy and it's amazing. Guys, I promise you I don't know why I don't know why I kept away from therapy for so long. Um, I honestly thought it was a waste of time. I honestly thought that no one was going to be able to help me or understand me or get through to me. I'm a hard-headed person. Um, but just the fact that she sits there and listens to me and I am completely talking and going out of my normal realm to be more trustworthy and talking. I bring up things that I didn't realize would hurt me and still hurt me. I didn't realize I carried that even though I've forgiven some of these people, I carry the pain, which leaves kind of like a tattoo, like stamped on you. And that's what was going on with me. And you know, the more I talk about it, the more freedom I get from this. And the more joy I have, um, the more I worry less, the more I trust more myself and God, the more closer it's brought me to God as well. Because I feel that once I start loving and believing in myself, then it's easier for me to believe um, in myself with God. And because I believe it all it all comes derives from God itself, period. So I've been more in tune spiritually, and I'm just very, very, very proud of myself that I have taken this step to go that far in seeking help, and it's worked amazingly. I mean, it works good. And at first, I was a little skeptical about my therapist because I just wasn't sure if she was going to be able to um, reach that depth. But I love that fact that she also has a godly background, which helps me a lot because there are moments that she can bring certain things up that I can relate to. And not only that, there are things that I bring up that she can relate to. And it's very good to establish a relationship with your therapist, and I'm very proud with the therapist that I do have. And so therefore I have been healing a lot with situations of my childhood. I have been healing a lot with the fact that from my first marriage and divorce, there's a lot of things that I carried throughout with that. And a lot of things that I was always feeling a victim of. Things that I blamed uh, from my first marriage, what I blamed the other partner for. Um, Things that I would excuse myself and my actions. Um, you know, for what was lacking in that marriage. And I came, you know, to finally understand that we both were wrong in many ways. Um, and he was more of the provider, I was more of the emotional provider. And I just felt that, you know, I was always being the one who was always being affected, but I realized that maybe he was affected too in many ways. And either way, like I needed to heal from that and I needed to let that go. And I thought I had done that. Honestly, I mean, I had to talk to my therapist and say I don't have no feelings for him or none of this and this and that. But I dream him all the time, and it just came to a conclusion that maybe it's because I thought that I had let go and I just never had that closure. But, I asked God, I needed to let that go completely and I needed God to heal me from that. And you'd be surprised that a lot of times God's not going to just snap his finger and say, go ahead, it's done, it's gone. No. Sometimes you have to pay the price. You have to pay a little bit of the price by doing your part. You know what I mean? And I never did my part in going ahead and get any therapy for this. And I finally did. And now that I made that step, I can see the healing process. I can see the cleansing of my soul and my mind. I can see the peace. I can see me trusting again. And, I have my husband now in the highest regard because he literally is my rock. He is my friend, my best friend. Um, he is my praying partner. He is the person that believes in me. And he's the person that completely dedicates everything he does, not just for God but for me. And it's very, very important that when you can see that, you value yourself even higher. And it's important that your partner always does that, that he can set you on those grounds so that you can feel highly valued. Nowadays it's very hard to get to that. Not a lot of relationships and marriages have that. And um and not only that, but I don't have any blockages that are stopping me from seeing these things too. Before I, would have people to be a certain way, nice and good and genuine with me. But what blocked that was that I kept hanging on to a lot of the pain in the past, a lot of insecurity, um, a lot of doubt, a lot of, thinking I was being deceived or fooled, and it wasn't right. I lost a lot of good people because of those actions. But now, like, I made myself that promise that coming to therapy, that I didn't want to feel that way at all anymore. And I didn't want to bring that to this marriage. I didn't want to bring that to this man. This man's a good man, and one of the few good men. And I also believe that this was God's way of saying, okay, I'm bringing something good into your life. Now, what are you gonna do with it? And that's when I made the decision. Okay, I have to get this help, and it's going really, really good. I really, like I say, I really suggest therapy for people that have gone through a lot of things in their lives. People that carry a lot of past pain and a lot of past regret and a lot of past guilt and a lot of past blaming, um, or no closure. I really recommend it. Talking makes a big difference. And I'm a talker. I could talk for hours, but it's always hard for me to talk about my real true emotions, my real true thoughts. Um because I always feel like I'm going to get judged by what I say, or Marla, you shouldn't think those things. Those are way off. Nobody normal thinks that. And but no, I'm not being judged at all. I'm not being told what to do or anything at this therapy. And it's a good thing for me, because half the time I'm asking a question, I'm telling her how I feel, and at the end, I'm kind of answering my own question. I'm like, and she's like, sometimes you have had the answer this whole time, but you have been so blind to see the outcome of situations if you just kind of give it a chance and think a whole different other way. And so yeah, so it's been very, very good. It's been very productive, and I've been able to talk a lot about my childhood. I've been able to talk a lot about the times that I've been raped. I've been able to talk about my first marriage, who was a high school sweetheart, and who I was very impacted very strongly by, um, that at that time, the divorce that I went through. Um, the fact that I thought, it was something that was going to last forever, and how it impacted me throughout the rest of my relationships. And I was able to face for the first time also the fact that what my faults were in that marriage and why they failed. And needless to say, I have started the process before of apologizing for the things that I had caused, and and started accepting what my faults were, which were very hard for me to do back, in those times, because I was afraid um, of someone continuously judging me for what I did, and that was the case, and but like I said, sometimes God has to put you through the situations, and you have to face them as they are, so that God can show you what He pulled you out of, and what some of these people that say that are loyal to you. And He has to show you sometimes the real face of people. And He did, and He pulled me out of that. And I'm very, very thankful. Um, and here I am now. Completely involving myself in God's word and in His ways, and trying very hard. I am working on my OCD. I thought I had some type of ADHD, but I don't. My therapist says that it's just a form of me always wanting things perfect and in order and organized, and it is. So I've been working on my OCD. I've been kind of sort of letting things happen and letting them go, and kind of let them go their own nature, and it's worked out good. There's a few times I lose it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, no, but it's working. And it's teaching me how to slow down, for sure. This what's been going on with my eyes has slowed me down a lot, and I can sit here and take it as if it's all happens, with with the whole getting sick thing. But to me, it's also another way of God saying, I need to sit you down so you can focus. And it's been the first time that I actually sit down in the past 11 years. So I've always been working, I've always been at it back and forth, um, working these long hour jobs and stuff. So I have not had been able to sit down and reflect on life, truly reflect on life. And and the moments I did have in between those years, I always, just got busy or was just really tired. So now I've been really reflecting a lot on life, a lot on God, a lot on my salvation, and mostly on my healing. And there are a lot of things that are to come, and I can't wait for them to happen. And yeah, so at the same time, I've been going through a spiritual battle. Um, where I've been dealing with certain things that I tapped into my past that were not of God, and continuously try to fight against that. I used to do burn sage and for energy cleansing, and I used to have my crystals and my stones and this, and I had a lot of faith in that, and that was me being a believer, me wanting, knowing God, and I went into that anyways. And and it was just something I woke up one day in me and said, you have to get rid of this stuff. This is not of God. And it is witchcraft in the eye of God. And, and I had to go deep into history of finding out why. And yeah, so I said, okay, when that awakening came into my heart, I got up and I decided to throw every stone that I had away. I threw away the sage. I threw away tarot cards that I had, and I promise you that after I did all that, I did have a dream with two witches. One was an older witch, and one was a younger witch. And I walked into a um, a store, and I was preaching the word of God, and I went in there, and I was like, talking about Jesus Christ, and when the older witch was standing there, and from a regular girl, a woman, she turned right away into white pale skin, dark lipstick, dark hair, and very very arrogant. And she's like, I'm sorry, but we don't need that here, we don't want that here, you need to go away. And there was I looked over to another witch because she was there, she was the younger one. And she said, no, 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 hold on. And that's what made me turn around and look at her. And she's like, no, 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 I want to hear about this Jesus Christ. I do. And and then I woke up. Well, that morning that I woke up, I ended up waking up with this eye being extremely, extremely blurry. And it did bring fear in me as the day went through, because I told myself, oh my goodness, I'm a diabetic. I lost my vision. Um, I wasn't sure what was going on. As the days went by, um, it was very 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 painful, in a sense that I wasn't sure what was going on, so I was fearful. And then I realized this is the payback for me throwing away all that stuff. And for people who are spiritual, understand that our war is not against flesh and blood, it's again powers and principalities. And when you are ready to let go of these things, things will manifest themselves in anger, because you are awake and you are no longer hanging on to them. Well, that is exactly what happened to me, and I believe that this is a spiritual warfare. And it's only gotten me closer to God, because I've been able to focus more on God and identify what's behind it. And now it's at a point where I got injections, and I'm healing slowly. I'm able to see through my eye a little bit, but I am healing slowly. And it is a slow process, but nonetheless, it's one that I didn't just permit it to let go. I took a hold of it and I got back aligned with God, as I've been for about over a year already. And it just kind of helped me realize and got humble again to keep me there and say, okay, I need to be focused more still on the Word of God. You know, it's so easy for me to go into TikTok and Twitter and all this stuff. So easy for me to hang out on there and for let it takes my time. Like seriously, like I can be there all day, you know. And but no, I've been able to take that time and focus a lot on His Word, on His preaching and teachings, and I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning. And therefore, I say the best therapy is always God, obviously number one by far most, but always allow yourself as a person, as a human being, always allow yourself to have and be able to talk to a professional. You'll be surprised the amount of support you get. Get yourself involved in groups with people. Just be careful with that, because what their other people's situations may be and what they did may work for them, it may not be for you. God always has a plan, and He always directs. Your plan is unique. Nobody's, whether it is the same thing, nobody's is the same. Everybody's is different. That's how God works. um and therefore, always trust God, always trust yourself in the process. And thank you guys for watching. God bless you guys, and stay healthy.